Sri Lanka was rocked by several big suicide bomb attacks that has killed 300 people and wounded hundreds more, including several Britons on Easter Sunday, which should have been a day of celebration and religious observance of holiday and fun, was turned into a bloodbath. But unfortunately for the victims, it seems that not only the West but Sri Lanka too has trouble not only defending the majority Christian victims but even the foreign tourists from Islamic terrorism, but even addressing the elephant in the room. The Sri Lankan government blocked and censored the country's media and internet websites from discussing the attack due to fears of misinformation, never mind the fact that they were warned by other intelligence agencies prior to the attack. It almost seems like a repeat of what happened in New Zealand. Only a day or two later did they finally tell us who the 8 suspects were that they had arrested, and yes, they were Islamists. The West was quick to offer condolences, only, unfortunately for the many Christians who lost family and friends, the leaders of the free world could not even name their own religion. Instead, they were labelled Easter worshippers or just worshippers, and the media and blue check marks were quick to jump on President Trump simply for a typo, confusing the initial death toll of 138 for 138 million. Not the fact that the primary group, Christians, were not even acknowledged. You know, according to the estimates of several studies, the most persecuted religious group in the world, not only did they get killed in terrorist attacks in the Middle East and occasionally and more frequently in the West, but their holy sites have been desecrated all over the world. In France alone, they've had to deal with hundreds of arson attacks on churches, yet the likes of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama did not even call a spade. Only Tulsi Gabbard did. In fact, Trump or Pence even do so. Yet the rest of the Western political establishment were perfectly happy to call the victims of the Christchurch bombings what they were, Muslims. Also, but whilst politicians all over the world keeled over backwards, donned Islamic dress and created a new fascist state for the victims of Christchurch, not a single one has done anything like that for the Christians. Not that I want a new fascist state, but you don't see them clamouring for censorship when atheists or Christians are slaughtered by Islamists. And what is totally not surprising is no sooner after these horrific bombings occurred, some Sri Lankan Christians decided to take their anger out on Muslims. The New York Times actually calls the victims by their name. But of course, it could just be that Western politicians are just referring to these fellow Christians as Easter worshippers because they are Christian, and the West is traditionally Christian. However, being quite cynical, I would say that it's hardly the case, considering that Sri Lanka is 70% Buddhist and only 7% Christian. But in the end, what can I say? It's the same old story, only this time it's in Sri Lanka. Only time will tell if the people of the West and the non-Islamic, even non-fundamentalist Muslims say enough is enough.